SmackDown took place tonight in Louisville, Kentucky, and this was the final show before Elimination Chamber, which takes place tomorrow night. Now, before I get into the review, I thought I should address some news items that were reported this week. First off, WWE and AJ Styles have come to terms on a new deal that will keep him with the company. PW Insider reported it. The belief is that he will be helping out with new talent, younger talent. He'd be a fantastic trainer, but I don't know if that's exactly what he's doing. I'm sure the sickos were not very happy about this news. I'm sure they punched the air when they read this. Also wanted to mention that NXT Stand and Deliver will not be on WrestleMania weekend. The first time since 2016, since WWE hasn't run an NXT PLE during WrestleMania week. The only exception was COVID when it first happened that year, WrestleMania 36. All other years had a Stand and Deliver or an NXT PLE attached to it. WrestleMania in 2016, that was TakeOver Dallas. Then 2017 was Orlando. 2018 was New Orleans. 19 New York. 20 they couldn't have it. 21 they had it during the week, not the weekend. That was from I believe the Performance Center. That was actually a 2-night Stand and Deliver show. Then 22 is when they started doing it the night of, or the day of actually. They do daytime takeovers before WrestleMania Night 1. That was Dallas, then 23 again in Los Angeles, 24 in Philadelphia, and then 25 last year in Las Vegas. So first time they haven't done NXT Stand and Deliver on WrestleMania weekend or like NXT PLE. They haven't had anything attached in over a decade, and that kind of sucks. But it's going to be standing on its own. I just think they probably had trouble selling tickets because they're already having trouble with WrestleMania tickets and in NXT tickets. I mean, it's in the morning in Las Vegas. I don't know how good they did last year. They're probably not going to do too well in the T-Mobile Arena again. So that definitely does lower the scope and scale of the show. I mean, it's always been a part of WrestleMania week, and it's kind of unfortunate that it won't be this year. But it's going to be, I believe, 2 weeks before WrestleMania in St. Louis. Also wanted to mention, and this is not wrestling news, it's movie news. I wanted to mention this. I'm a huge fan of the series. Scream 7, I'm not going to mention too much. I'm not going to go too much into it right now. I'll talk about it at the end of the review. You can wait. But I know you guys want to hear about SmackDown in the show. I'll save my review for the end. But a more appropriate title for this film is Stab 7, not Scream 7. Stab 7. That's what I think of it. Anyway, I'll leave it at that for now. Now let's get into SmackDown. We started off with a shocking attack. Someone jumped Jey Uso. Jacob Fatu, reportedly, he's the one who discovered Jey. He's furious. Then we see a whole bunch of wrestlers surrounding it. Jey is loaded up into an ambulance, so he's obviously out for tomorrow night. Then we see several wrestlers who are around it, including Trick Williams, who laughs at the situation. Javon Evans gets in his face. Then we go to the arena where Drew McIntyre cuts a promo. He kind of implies he does it, but he didn't. He did it, but he didn't. He doesn't officially say it. I don't think he did it. All this brings out security. Cody comes out and goes after him. It was probably Randy. That's what I was thinking. Then Cody called Drew a little bitch. Randy came out before he was interrupted by Trick. He's cutting actually a good promo, but then he's interrupted by Javon Evans. LA Knight comes out, he ends up brawling with Trick Williams to the back. Then Randy hits a surprise RKO to Javon Evans before having a brief stare down with Cody. And that's how the opening segments ended for the show. Then we go backstage to see Kathy Kelly wearing a nice blue dress, interviewing Tiffany Stratton wearing a nice red dress. And then Asuka and Kairi walk up to Tiffany. Asuka mocked her, and then Tiffany challenges her to a match. Then Kairi goes up to Tiffany and asks if she's a jellyfish, and then she tries to literally pull up Tiffany's red dress. That's what it looked like. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, I guess you can't blame Kairi Sane. Solo Sikoa was out next. So after Solo was out, we went to a break. Then Howdy comes out all by himself. Solo Sikoa against Uncle Howdy. Howdy got the win with his sister Abigail. He goes out to get the lantern after the match. but he's jumped by the MFT, who takes the lantern back. The White Six run out, but it's too late. I don't really care about this angle. I'm just not a fan. I'm not gonna lie. We go backstage, and as I said, I don't care about the White Six MFT stuff at all. But we go backstage, and Nick Aldis tells Drew McIntyre to stay out of trouble. Division walk in, Paul Heyman, or what's left of the Division, to be honest. Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory. Paul tells him there's another spot open in the chamber, and he wants Logan Paul in it. Aldis doesn't completely reject it. He kind of considers it, but doesn't necessarily make a decision yet. We go backstage. Kathy Kelly is interviewing Rhea Ripley and Io Sky before their title match tonight. Io and Rhea say they'll win tonight, and then Jade made a passing comment to Rhea. Jacob Fatu tells Nick Aldis backstage that he believes it's Drew McIntyre. He wants the last chamber spot. Aldis says he has to make some calls. Tiffany Stratton was out next. Then when we come back from break, we got an NXT Origins on Damian Priest. Then we see Chelsea Green out to the ring being wheeled in her wheelchair by Alba Fire. Then they show Jelly Roll in the crowd. Chelsea Green then joined the commentary for the next match. Asuka and Kairi are out next. Asuka sends Kairi to the ring instead, so it'll be Tiffany Stratton against Kairi Sane. Match was pretty good. Kairi hit a sick double stomp from the top. Chelsea yelled at Tiffany, but Tiffany moved out of the way, and Kairi took out Chelsea after Chelsea was trying to distract her. And then Tiffany hit the prettiest moonsault ever on Kairi for the win. We go backstage. Nick Aldis tells the Vision Logan Paul will get his opportunity to compete in the chamber if he can defeat Jacob Fatu tonight. So we get the match set up. Miz was out next. Miz against Obafemi. Miz tries to get out of it. He asks Oba if he can be his Undertaker. Really stupid. Oba says he looks like a dead man. Goes on too long. Oba finally just squashes him. And this is where I thought the show kind of went downhill for a bit. Backstage, Ilya tells Carmelo Hayes he's not going to fight tonight. Yawn. Now the show's really going downhill. It's kind of declining pretty bad, like the last movie I saw. Carmelo Hayes was out next. Matt Cardona takes the challenge. We get U.S. Championship match. Carmelo Hayes against Matt Cardona. Carmelo won. Cardona's a jobber now. Whatever. Woo, woo, woo. You lost. Just be Zack Ryder again. Whole bunch of talent surrounded backstage. A whole bunch of the talent on SmackDown, mostly the tag team division, surround the crate. And then R-Truth was there just to promote the ESPN app. I'm not watching it on ESPN tomorrow night, so I don't give a shit. I don't have ESPN. I don't live in the States, so whatever. Then Candice LeRae wheeled Johnny Gargano by them. She was wheeling him on a production box. He of course, is planking. Then Kit Wilson walks up to them after Johnny is wheeled out. He calls them all toxic. Candice LeRae was out next. After the break, Jordan Grace was out, and we see Johnny Gargano planking on the announce table. I mean, it's funny he does it, but planking, man. It's 2011, man. Oh, fuck. It's so outdated. Planking? Serious planking. It's so old. Anyway, we get Jordan Grace and Candice LeRae. Jordan won. There's no crowd reaction. Not much to say here about this. We go backstage. Kathy Kelly interviews Raquel Rodriguez. No Liv Morgan with her tonight. Then Jade tells her she'll embarrass her at WrestleMania if she wins. Then B-Fab and Mishin walk up, and B-Fab stopped Mishin from going after her. I think what's going to happen is B-Fab's going to turn on Mishin, and she's going to align with Jade. It should have happened like a month or two ago. I don't know why it didn't, but I think they're finally going to do it now. They replay the AJ Styles tribute from Raw, then show his Hall of Fame graphic alongside Stephanie McMahon. I'm sure we'll get more inductees as we get closer to WrestleMania. Backstage, Cody Rhodes tells Jacob Fatu he'd like to see him in the chamber. Then Sammy shakes his hand. Then Sammy asks Jacob how Jay is doing, and then he implies that Jacob did it. Fatu threatens him. It's a shouting match. This was actually really good. 2 weeks in a row, Sammy's had really good backstage segments. It's very intense here. And then I liked after how Sammy apologizes, Jacob leaves, and Sammy flips over a table because he's so angry. Next, we get the worst part of the show, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky against the Irresistible Forces. Right when I saw them have new theme songs matching, I thought, oh shit, they're going to fucking win this match. And they fucking did. So they got the heat on Io Sky early on until she made the hot tag to Rhea. Rhea hit a powerbomb to Nia, but that hurt her back, and then we got a long break. Io and Lash are tagged back in. Lash hit a Lash extension on Rhea for the win. I wish I made my Elimination Chamber prediction before this match, because after Lash Legend pinned Rhea Ripley to win the women's tag team titles, I thought, oh great, Rhea's definitely winning tomorrow night. Sorry, Alexa, I wanted Alexa to win. I picked her to win, but yeah, if I knew Rhea and Io were going to lose, I would have definitely picked Rhea to win, because now I thought, okay, I personally thought going in that they were going to win this match and then go on to WrestleMania. And then I thought, okay, Rhea's not winning because I doubt she's going to wrestle twice at WrestleMania if she retains with Io. But now, okay, I can see like them not even being tag team champions going in, and they're not going to even be in the tag team match. So actually, it makes sense that Rhea loses this and then goes on to win the Chamber. So I guess it makes sense for Rhea to take Bianca's spot, because I think Bianca was set up for the show to take on Jade at WrestleMania this year. I think it was going to be Jade and Bianca, but Bianca's not ready to come back. Her finger is still messed up. She finally had surgery. I think they're just going to give Rhea Bianca's spot. So this sucks, by the way. I hate the Irresistible Force. Says Nia Jax sucks. Lash Legend is so overrated. I don't know why she's getting pushed like this. And I don't want to see them face the Bellas at WrestleMania. I don't give a fuck about this. This sucks. Backstage, we see Alexa Bliss making her only appearance on the show before tomorrow night. Why are they even flying her out, man? She has a kid. She has a daughter. I saw an Instagram story with her and her daughter. It's like, why fly her out to do a stupid backstage segment? Give another match an extra 2 or 3 minutes. Do you even need to bother her? Or even Charlotte or any of these chicks? Like, just let them go for the Chamber. They don't have to make a trip to Louisville before they go to Chicago tomorrow night. But Alexa's talking to a sad Charlotte, eating ice cream in the locker room. Then Kiana James and Julia walk in. Kiana mocks her. They argue, and then Jade walks by, then makes a comment. Whatever, I don't care. All this tells the MFT they're defending the belt soon. Again, don't care. Backstage, Kathy Kelly interviews Nia and Lash after they win the belts. This sucked. Don't care. We got a CM Punk video package for Elimination Chamber. Then we see Randy walking backstage, and then Aleister Black and Zelina Vega make a comment to him. Orange says he'll find him after the Chamber. That's exactly what Black wants. So it looks like their feud's going to continue. Aleister Black might find himself on the WrestleMania card against Randy Orton, because we all know Randy's going to get a match at WrestleMania. Logan Paul was out next, and that's when they announced after that the first hour of WrestleMania 42 Night 1 is on ESPN2, and the first hour of Night 2 will be on ESPN1. I don't give a shit. I'm watching on Netflix. I don't live in the United States, live in Canada, so whatever. To me, it's like, okay, whatever. Don't care. But I wonder if it comes on TSN here. I wonder it might get on TSN, but I'm definitely watching on Netflix. I don't want to watch on ESPN or TSN. But those are for United States viewers. It's on. It's definitely got some more coverage. Definitely for the ESPN. ESPN tunes. No one watched that. It seems like a dead network. But ESPN 1, that is a big deal for WrestleMania 42 Night 1 to be there. And we all know which WrestleMania night that they view to be in higher regard. It's no secret, anyways. We get Jacob Fatu, Logan Paul. Winner goes on to Elimination Chamber. Masked Man arrives after he was unmasked. He makes an appearance. I don't know how to explain it. He's unmasked. He's some jabroni. Red herring, red herring, red herring, red herring. That's all that's really worth talking about it near the end. So, refs distracted by all this. Drew McIntyre hits Jacob Fatu in the head with the belt. Logan Paul then rolls him up with a schoolboy, and Logan Paul defeats Jacob Fatu, and he is heading to the Elimination Chamber, and that's how SmackDown ended tonight, before the Elimination Chamber tomorrow night. So that ends my SmackDown review portion of this video. I wanted to talk about Scream 7 now, because I'm a huge fan. If you don't have to listen to this if you're not a horror movie fan, not a Scream fan, don't care. But if you're into it, please listen to this review near the end. I attached it to the end. So Scream 7, I think, really became what the Scream movies would poke fun of in the earlier entrants. They would make fun of the slasher movie tropes, and that's what Scream 7 is. It's Stab 7. That's what I said earlier in this video. The theme of the movie was nostalgia, and it really used it as a crutch because the script felt so generic, lazy, and uninspired. You had underdeveloped characters, too many characters to count, and it would have worked better like as a show on streaming. And then also had a lot of returning characters, but they didn't get too much time either. And it's just like with the characters, neither really did well. the main characters didn't have enough time to really come back. Sometimes it feels almost more like a glorified cameo. And for the new characters, we just didn't really get to know them. And I didn't think it really worked for either one. Also, the the big part of Scream, one of the things I really liked about it at first was there was always the celebration of horror. We barely got any references in this movie. It's it was almost surprising because there was so little. There was some in the beginning, but really no more references after that. Maybe one or two. And I just thought the script by itself was awful. I thought that was the worst part. The writing, just, I hated the script in this movie. I thought some of the dialogue was cringe, and I thought that was the worst part. Mainly when I'm talking about behind the scenes. I mean, the worst part is, I'll talk about that later, just in part of the movie, but I thought the script was really weak for this one. There were some positives. Nev Campbell's really good, and there were some good return moments, and I'm not going to give too much away, but when we saw some former characters make their triumphant returns, it was really well done. There were some very violent kills. There was a good opening, not my favorite opening, but I thought it was a solid opener. And I also dug a lot of the soundtrack. I thought that worked well. But it had easily, and this is the worst part of the movie as I teased, the worst reveal of the whole franchise. It's by far and away the worst third act. It was so bad, and I thought it was just such a decline from the first two acts. I didn't think were that good. I thought they were okay, somewhat passable, but the third act was so horrendous, and the way we had that killer reveal, it sunk the whole movie for me, and it really ruined it. And I wasn't thinking that highly of it before, but that third act, man, it killed the movie and it ruined it. And I thought this was easily, without question, the worst Scream movie ever made, without question. And better title for the movie is Stab 7. So that's all I'll talk about Scream. If you like my review, if you agree with me, I appreciate you for waiting for it. And if you weren't that interested, I mean, you probably could have just clicked off earlier talking about wrestling before this. Anyways, just more thoughts on SmackDown. Not a very good show tonight. I just thought it would have came off so much better. It would have come off as a decent show if it was just 2 hours. It doesn't need to be 3 hours, but the network wants it, and it is what it is. And USA's pushing for it for WWE. I wish this was 2 hours. 3 hours is just too much, and it drags on a lot. But there was some good things that happened on the show, and hopefully tomorrow night, Elimination Chamber is a good show.